Well, hello there, guys. Today, it's Sunday. I got my mask on because there's some contractors that have been popping in and out. We're doing some work in the property, but today is Sunday, and I've been enjoying NFL football. You can see by my background, that is my all-time favorite NFL football player of all time, LaDainian Tomlinson, running back for the then San Diego Chargers. The Chargers and the LT scoring record-breaking touchdown, setting the all-time touchdowns record for a season, which is still hasn't been broken, by the way. After this happened back in 2006. But anyway, I wanted to go ahead and make a video for people that don't really know about football. I'm gonna try to explain the fundamentals of football. Like, let's say you want to enjoy football games, but you don't know how the game works. You've never really been into sports, but you have friends that enjoy it, and you want to, sit down and watch a game with them, or maybe you want to get into like fantasy football and bet some money on games, or keep it stats for an office pool. I don't know, whatever the case might be. You want to learn football, but you don't know where to go. Well, you don't need football for dummies. You got me. And I'm going to try to explain. I've been watching football for over 40 years, my whole adult life, and practically my whole adult life. And I love it. And I want to explain. I'm going to try to keep this video short just to the fundamentals and explain both how scoring works, um, how uh, how you can get touchdowns, and how basically the mechanics of the game and the fundamentals and on off for both offense and defense. And I will try to explain all this within very simple terms, maybe 20-25 minutes at the most, and hopefully I will be successful. We'll see. So sit back, grab a drink, and watch this short tutorial on how football works. All right, guys. So here we have a diagram from today's uh, NFL action. The Kansas City Chiefs were taking on the uh, Colts, the Indianapolis Colts, and I took a screenshot of this game, a moment in this game, to show you how the teams line up. As you can see by this diagram, clearly there are 22, and I put the numbers there for the offense. Um, one team goes on offense every time, and the other team goes on defense. And the team that's on offense, their whole goal is to score a touchdown and to get to the other side of the field. And they can either run the ball or pass the ball, and they have four downs to try to accomplish that. While the other team, which on defense, in this case Kansas City in red, is trying to stop the blue team, the Colts, from doing just that. And I do have a second part of this video that you will see, which will explain the scoring. For now, I just wanted to show this diagram, how the teams line up, and what you normally see on a football field during the offensive side when the one team has the ball, which is called the offense. They're trying to move the ball. It's the offense. So here you see the Colts in blue, and you can, if you count the number of players, there's 11 offensive players and there's 11 defensive players, and for a total of 22 players. So you will always have 22 players during a play. If you have more than 11 players on the field, that's a penalty. So you cannot do that. You have to have 11 on playing at one time, and the same for the defense. And so I circled the quarterback, who is the Colt quarterback, there in the circle in blue. And he, notice how he lines up sort of, he's not on the line. Okay, the blue line right there, the blue line that you see in the middle of the field, is called the line of scrimmage. And the defense, when they're trying to attack the other team, they cannot pass that blue line until the quarterback, who is the guy in the circle, has snapped the ball. So he'll go hut hut hut, do some and then that gives a signal with the center, which is like the guy that's if you see the ball, I circled the ball right there too. right outside of the line of scrimmage. And so the center is crouched down, and the quarterback will go hut hut hut, and the center will snap the ball. That means that he'll pass the ball to the guy who's the quarterback on the circle, and then as soon as that ball is snapped and the quarterback has it, then the defense can react and they can come in and try to stop the play. And what they're usually trying to do is they're trying to sack the quarterback or knock the ball down or do anything that they can legally do to prevent him from throwing the ball. If you see, there's another guy. If you see the circle too, there's another guy right on the right side of the quarterback lined up there for this play, and that's probably the running back. And sometimes you can do two things. The quarterback can get the ball from the center and pass it and try to get 10 yards through the air, or see the guys on the end, like almost next to the edge of the field, at the top of the photo. There's a guy lined up on the number 1 position, and there's also a guy on the other side lined up on the number 9 on the Colts, on the blue team, the offensive team. So you got your number 1 and your number 9. They're sort of on the sides, and those are the guys that are going to go out and try to catch the ball. And we call those guys are called the wideouts, or the wide receivers. So they're actually going to receive the ball. They're going to go out and they're going to try to catch the ball from the quarterback. Now, if you look at number 1 again for the Colts at the top near the top of the photo, there is a defensive back, or it's called a safety. There's a defender who is right in front of number 1, and his job is going to be to stay with that guy and try to prevent him from catching the ball. So that's the setup. Now look at the way that the defense is set up. The Chiefs, Kansas City, the red team, they're on defense right now, and you can see that their defensive players are matching the offensive players. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna try to come in and block the ball, or knock the ball down, or jump on the quarterback so he doesn't have time, because this is all bang bang bang. The action is pretty fast, so they don't have a lot of time, because if they give the quarterback too much time, he's gonna find the receivers and he's gonna get the yards that he needs. So they're trying to prevent that. And I circled number 22 on the red team, on the Kansas City Chiefs. He's a defender who's playing way off the line, and what he's probably gonna try to do on this play is he's going to match up, and he's not playing the run. If he was on the line, he would be helping the defenders that are trying to prevent the running back from going inside and getting the yards on the ground. But number 22 is actually playing the pass, because he anticipates that the quarterback's going to pass to either number 1, or number 9, or one of the wideouts, and he's going to be there to try to intercept the ball, or try to catch the ball if the defense catches the ball instead of the offense, that's called an interception. And that's good for the defense, but bad for the offense, because the defense now has the ball and they can try to go the other way and try to score themselves. So, I went over the quarterback, the center. You can see the center. There's a little circle around the ball, and that's right on the blue line, which is the line of scrimmage. Now, the line of scrimmage is not fixed. It moves every time the ball moves. So if you get 10 yards, right now they look to be around just outside of the 40-yard line. But if they would get to like the 50, for example, that yellow line signifies 10 yards, and that's what the offense is trying to pick up. And when you see the rest of the video, that it's going to come click together, hopefully. But basically, if you go past the yellow line, now this are television lines. They're not painted on the field. They're just sort of graphics that they show on television so that people know. So the 40-yard line at this point, or just outside of the 40-yard, looks like the 39 or so, is the line of scrimmage. And they're trying to get to actually the 51, or just beyond the 50-yard line. That yellow line that you see is where the blue team is trying to get their 10 yards so that they can continue going. They get 4 downs to try to get past the 10 yards. If they don't get past the yellow line, then they have to kick the ball away to the other team, and the other team will line up in the exact same way, and they will try to go the other way and try to score. So I just wanted to briefly show this. Hopefully this will help you understand the lineup of how teams line up on offense and defense. There's a lot more to that, of course, but that's kind of like just a basic formation for a basic play in the NFL and in pro football. All right, guys. So I have made this diagram of a football field on my little trusty whiteboard to explain the dimensions. Obviously, it's not meant to be representative. It's not to scale. So you see the goalposts actually stand up at each end of the field. But they're not flat. So everybody knows that that's what they look like. But basically, this is the best I could represent. Sketch out. It's a 100-yard field. Right here, the middle is divided basically. This is what we call the 50-yard line. So you got yard line hash marks with yard lines, on each side. I didn't draw them on the other side, but pretend that they're up here too. And so the whole object of the game is like basically to score. So one team will kick off to another team when the game or when a half of football starts, and they'll try to march the ball all the way to the other goal. And you can either throw the ball, and I'll do another representation of this on the software so you can see it. But you can either run the ball or throw the ball to another player on the offense, or you can move the ball basically to try to get to the other side, and the other team does the same when they have possession of the ball. The thing is that you only have 4 tries with every possession. Every time a team has the ball, it's called a possession, and every possession, you only get 4 tries every possession to try to get either score in getting to the other team's goal here, which is called the end zone. So if any team crosses this line at the end of the field, the respective end zones, they get the ball across this line into the end zone, which is like the last, I think it's about 10, 15, I don't know how long the end zone is, but it's a chunk at the end of the field. I think it's 20, it might be 20 yards, but 15 or 20, I can never remember. But basically, the team that gets the ball across this end zone will score what they call a touchdown. So that's the basic score. And a touchdown is worth 6 points. So if a team marches all the way down the field and they manage to break the plane, this line, they manage to get the ball over into this end zone, that is a touchdown, and that is worth 6 points. It's normally you see it as 7 points, because what happens is, at least in the NFL or in the pros, after you scored your touchdown, the immediate play after that is they line up here outside the end zone, and you'll see them kick the ball through the uprights. And if the ball gets kicked and it goes through the uprights, it doesn't go wide. It has to go through the goal, through the uprights of the zone right there. Then that is worth an extra point. So your touchdown is 6, and that's called an extra point, or a point after touchdown, PAT. So if you get your 6 and you kick afterwards and the kick is successful, then you get 7. If you score your 6, your touchdown, but you miss the kick afterwards, like it goes wide or it doesn't go through the 2 bars, then the kick is no good and you only get 6 points. But you're gonna get at least 6 points every time you cross the line, the end zone. The ball goes over the end zone, and you're going to get 7 if you get your point. Now there's an extra there's another play where after the touchdown you can get 8 points if you line up again here right outside the end zone, and you can, instead of kicking it, you have the option. It's like in chess, in chess when you play your pawns in the beginning, you could move your pawn 1 space or you can go 2. Well, here the point after touchdown, you can opt. It's your choice. You can either go for the kick, which would give you 1 extra point for the 7 points, or you can not line up and try to run or try to pass or get the ball across
into the end zone again. And if you're successful, then you will get 2 points instead of 1, and it'll be an 8-point. It'll be total of 8 points. Now, of course, the defense is trying to stop you. Like, you're trying to move the ball, but they're trying to knock the quarterback, or they're trying to knock you back so that you don't get into the specific end zones. Like, if one team is going this way, they're trying to get here. So the defense is lined up, so they'll try to prevent them on every down from getting the ball. Now, you don't have to score a touchdown every time because it's pretty hard. What most teams will do is, like, they get 4 tries on each offensive possession, and each try is called a down. So you get 4 downs to get to make something happen, to try to score. But every down, so you get the ball kicked off to you, and then you move the ball, and you're trying to get 10 yards. You can go for more, but you got to get at least 10 yards to get a first down. So if you get 10 yards, let's say you're here, on the 50-yard line, you got to get past to the 40 in order to get another first down. So you have 4 tries. You can run the ball, you can pass the ball, whatever happens. But if the ball doesn't advance any yardage 4 times, then you turn the ball. It's called turning the ball over. It's a turnover. You have to give it to the other team. But if you do go 10 yards and you get it past the 40, that's called a first down, and you get another 4 tries. And what often happens is obviously you can get more than 10 yards, so you can get like a 20-yard play or a 30-yard play that gets you closer to the end zone, closer to the goal, closer to your touchdown. And you can, like, let's say you're at the 50 and then you pass the ball for 20 yards, and now you're at the 30, so you only have 30. You have the rest of the way to go in here to get into the end zone, but you get another 4 downs, another 4 tries. Every time you get 10 yards, you get another down, another try. And so that's why it's called a first down, because it reverts back to first down. So you got first down, okay, you didn't get any yards. Second down, you didn't get any yards. You got to get 10 yards every time. So you will often hear them say first down and 5. First down and 10, which means you got to get 10 yards. Let's say you move the ball 5 yards. So now you got second down and 5, because 10 minus 5 is 5. Second down and 5. So you only need to get 5 more yards to get another first down. So let's say on second down, you got another 5 yards. And so you got a fresh set of downs, meaning that since you got 10 yards total, now you get another 4 downs. So you got first, second, third, and fourth, and so on. If you get 4 downs and you don't move the ball, then you turn the ball over. So let's say you were here at the 1-yard line, which is right before the goal line. So you're right at the 1-yard line. The ball is right there, and you try to move it. It's called fourth down, and let's say you had already tried 3 times, but you didn't get in. It's called fourth down and 1. Fourth down is your last chance to get 1 yard to get into the end zone. And of course, the defense is going to prevent you. So 2 things will happen. You will either get that 1 yard that you need and get the ball across into the end zone and score your touchdown, or the defense will stop you behind the line and you don't get in. So the defense is trying to be like a wall. There's a bunch of players here that are trying to prevent you for going inside the yard. So that's all there is to it in terms of scoring. I mean, there's a lot of nuance and a lot of strategy and other factors that I haven't talked about, because that would make this video too long, and I'm only trying to do the basics. But basically, it's 4 downs or 4 tries to get 10 yards or more. And if you get 10 yards or more, you get another 4 tries. So you get another 4 downs. So you got first down and 10 if you just made it. Let's say on the second down, on the second try, you get 9 yards. So then you only need 1 yard to get 10. So third down and 1 means your goal is to get 1 more yard so you can get another 4 downs. If you don't get the yardage that you need, you're stopped. You cannot move any further. So then you will punt the ball to the other team. It means you kick the ball to the other team and they get to try to go the other way and do the exact same thing. And this happens for 4 15-minute quarters in the NFL. It's different in high school and other leagues, but in the NFL, pro football, you get 4 quarters. the first quarter is 15 minutes, the second quarter is 15 minutes, and then you get a halftime, which is usually about, I don't know, like half hour or so. Could be longer. During the Super Bowl, it takes forever. But you get first quarter, second quarter, then the halftime, and then there's like a little rest. Everybody, all the players go to the locker room. You know, the fans go have a beer or go to the bathroom, and then you come back 30 minutes later, and they play the third quarter and the fourth quarter. And then when time runs out, that's it. Whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins. And that's usually, unless it's a tie. If there's a tie, then they have to play overtime, which means they play an extra quarter to see if anybody can score and win the game. Sometimes they don't score, and very rarely it'll be a tie. Like they run out of the time, and it's like 10-10 or 20-20 or something like that, and nobody scores, and time runs out, the overtime runs out, and so that's a tie. That goes down as a tie, but that's very rare. You don't see that a whole lot. So anyway, I hope that explains the basics about scoring and about how you get points, how you get touchdowns, and what your goals are on the offensive as well as defensive side, because you're trying to stop the other team.